Howdy friends, welcome back to the House of Tone. My name is Wes Lee. I'm a professional band instrument repair technician. I started a YouTube channel to show what my life is like in the trades. I appreciate you stopping by. Back on this bugle, we're going to make a bugle today. I'm so excited. Let's jump right in. Well, I'm ready to build this bugle, and I get all the way to here. I'm polishing out my parts, and I find this dent. Really bothers me. So I've cut a piece of brass. I'm going to solder it across here to keep our stability of shape, and then I am going to take care of this dent. So we're not ready to build a bugle yet, but we're closer. Get that all clamped into place. Get this bar. This bar will keep our span the way we want it. Gonna add a little flux. Neutralize the flux. Now we can do some dent work. Now we're back ready to mount the bugle. So this is a main tuning slide section. This is a main tuning slide section. Everything is lining up. This is a main tuning slide section. Those are nice and square. I'm real happy with that. We're not going to have to manipulate that much. This piece goes in the bell tail. Got a little bit of finagle right here that we got to work with. And on normal trumpets, the lead pipe comes directly across. You make a light line and it comes through. But these pictures that I found of a couple that weren't trashed, the mouth pipe appears to come on across and go at an angle if the trajectory goes on up. See this one as well. This is bent, and it's bent going down, but if it were to be straight, it would have come off at an angle. And I couldn't find any pictures of these that weren't just completely wrecked. So I believe that this is right. This geometry is right. This is off a little bit. I'm going to have to flex this a bit because this tube should mount right there. And then the lead pipe had the solder going all the way across. And of course, by just kind of moving this a little bit, I start squaring that up to where I believe that that should be. So that's going to be what I'm going to do next. I don't want to stress any of these parts. I want them to sit there on their own, and all I'm going to have to do is just use a clip or maybe a piece of wire to hold them in place. But nothing, no stress on the instrument. I just don't mount that way. So I'm going to put this back on the tripod, and you can watch what I do. So I think our bell tail does need to come up a little bit. And I do believe that the radius on my mouth pipe needs to tighten a little bit. So take this, Okay. Once I get it kind of lined up, I want it to stay there. In reality, I should go ahead and solder this tuning slide as a unit, and we'll see what that does. Okay. Oh, that's where that's supposed to be. Okay. Go back to my reference pictures. Bring this bell tail around and curve it up a little bit more. This is all looking pretty good. Just got these two clamps held in because I don't want this to move. So this is where a reference point shows that this is soldered at the ring, and then another one here at the mouth pipe. And I agree with that. I think those are the spots. It's real close. I think that the bell tail needs to go just a little bit. I think that amount of flex got it. When you're looking down, that's real squared. Those two little light clamps, that's all we needed. We're going to make sure this tuning slide works perfectly. Everything is squared up. Got our solder joints done. Now we're going to go back, heat and wipe, clean up the flux. I'm going to go ahead and take the tuning slide out. Heat, wipe, heat, wipe. This is real tedious, so I'm not going to make you sit through all this. Well, here we are, all soldered cleaned up, tinning cleaned up, tuning slide perfect. I haven't put any grease on it yet, so it's all real pretty. It's too pretty. It looks too new. I've got a solution for that. I'm going to use some of this Jack's You can see it changing. When I was experimenting, I found that I didn't like for it to set too long. And I sure didn't like for it to dry on there. Just for reference, I left the inside tuning slide as original. And this color just goes right with it. So I'm just thrilled about that. I'm going to go and get this fully rinsed off. I'll see you back. Wow. Remember what we started with. Remember how smashed up this bell was? And the buckle here that just nearly about was cracked? And how bad that mouth pipe was? And it was bent? Light lines are straight. I really like the way this came out. Another good project down. All right, everybody. Thanks for sticking around to see how this one turned out. I appreciate it. Y'all keep doing the things. This is Wes Lee, signing out.